Hey, what's going on, beautiful world? Um, Today I want to get into attitudes a little bit. Attitudes with your relationships, attitudes, with your job, even attitudes with your kids. You know, um, I guess in your kids. If you have kids, a lot of times the attitude might come from you um, treating them a certain way, uh, like when they're born up until 2 or 3. And then once it gets to around 4, you want to change. They're not changing who they are. You're changing who you are. Now, once they get, 4 or 5, you want them to do this. You want them to learn. You want them to sit down. You want them to. No, I feel my thoughts. I feel you have to do this from a young age. You have to pick out that point in life where they realize what they're doing, where um, when they go to grab something that you don't want them to have, and they kind of look at you before they do, mischievous or whatever they're gonna do. You know then, okay, you realize what you're doing, so we need to stop this. I need to reel this back in a little bit. Okay, now as far as your relationships, a lot of times that can go both ways. That can go you or the other person, because you get in, like, even in a friendship relationship, whatever, you're in like a honeymoon phase. You know what I'm saying? For the first couple months, sometimes even 6 months, and then you start changing after those 6 months and kind of start being yourself again. Um, so you have to realize, if it's not working, it's not them that's not working. You're the one that's gradually changing to who you really are. And it might be them too. They're changing, and then if you're changing who you are, if they're changing who they are, that's probably not going to work. And then you know if you're like, oh, yes this and yes that and yes this and yes that, and then 6 months down the road you're like, well, no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to eat there no more. It's like, wait a minute, we've done this for 6 months. This is our routine. Well, routines are made to be, it's just a lot of things that can come with that. But so that's why a lot of relationships fail within the first year. um but even at your job, you know when you get to your job, don't try to be real gung-ho, because they notice that. And when they notice that, they want you to keep that level of um, energy, that level of fire, you know, the whole time you're there. And I'm telling you, that's probably not going to happen. So go in, let them teach you. Even if you know the job, let them teach you. Go into it slowly, and then get to a level where everybody else is at. Don't try and go above and beyond anybody. Get to a level where everybody else is at, and stay at that level for a while until you really feel comfortable, and kind of see how everybody's working around you. Because I'm telling you, the harder you work, probably the less somebody else is going to work, and which is going to get frustrating, and then it's going to open up a whole bunch of problems. So yeah, keep that level until you kind of feel everybody else out. Don't try to make no friends real quick, um, and stuff like that, because in all of these things, your attitude will determine your altitude, in life, in company, and in kids. Thank you for listening.